Good morning, dear students. Today we are going to start a new chapter, Chapter 5, Types of Animals and Plants. In this chapter, we will learn about types of animals with a backbone, types of animals without a backbone, types of non-flowering plants, and types of flowering plants. So let us begin the chapter. Students, before we start Chapter 5, Types of Animals and Plants, let us solve the riddles given here. 4 pictures of 4 different animals are given, and we have to fill in the blanks with their proper name, where they live, what they eat, and how do they move. To start with the first picture, you can see here it is a zebra. Zebra lives in grasslands, eats leaves, shrubs, grass, and moves with 4 legs, walks, trots, canters, and even gallops like horses. Second picture is of fish. Fish lives in aquatic habitats, that is water. Fish eats insects, bloodworms, other fish, moves with fins for swimming, tail which make them move backward and forward. Third picture is of frog. Frog lives in fresh water and also on dry land. Frog eats small insects, moves with long, muscular, powerful hind legs to hop long distances on the dry land, and frog swims with webbed feet which help them to move in water. So this was all about riddle of 3 photos. Now let us see the last picture. Last picture is of parrot. Parrot lives on the tree, eats nuts, flowers, fruits, seeds, and other small insects. Parrot moves with wings, which is used for flying, and walks with claws on the ground or on the branches of leaves. So these were 4 different animals and their name, where they live, what they eat, and how do they move. Now let us begin the chapter. In this chapter, we will be learning about different types of animals and plants. Now, in our day-to-day life, we know that there are plenty of animals and plants available on this planet called Earth. Now, because there are plenty, so they cannot be studied as in a haphazard way. So they are put in groups, as you people do grouping when you arrange your study table. You keep your books at one side, notebooks on the other, the writing materials, the stationery on another way, on another shelf, then your papers, your worksheets on another envelope. So these arrangements are done for you so that whenever you need a book, you will pick that book from the shelf of that where all books are arranged. When you need a worksheet, so you will go to the envelope where you have kept all the worksheets. So these are the arrangements done for easy reference. Now the same thing is done with plants and animals. They are also arranged in an order depending upon their differences, depending upon their similarities of their shape, structure, size, what they eat, how do they move, or where do they live, all these characters. have been taken into consideration to put them into different types, or we can say different classes, different categories, and they are classified. So this is classification of plants and animals. That is done on the basis of similarities and differences of characters they possess. So classification is an arrangement of animals and plants into different groups or classes based on certain similarities and certain differences. The concept of classification can be used in our life. As I told you, in our daily life we do. Classification is a process of categorization, and these animals and plants, they are categorized on the basis of their different characters. The major level of classifications are kingdom, phylum, class, order, family, genus, and the smallest unit being species. Classification helps in the identification as well as in understanding the diversity of living organisms. Means how diverse these organisms are. To understand and study the features, similarities, differences between different living organisms. To understand the interrelationship among the different groups of organisms, means how they are related with each other. All living organisms are classified into two kingdoms, Plantae and Animalia. Animal kingdom is divided, Animalia is animal kingdom, is further divided into two types based on the availability of backbone. If the backbone is present, that group is called vertebrate group. If the backbone is not present, the group is called invertebrate. A vertebrate is an animal with a spinal cord surrounded by cartilage or bone. Vertebrate comes from vertebrae, the bones that make up the spine or vertebral column, also known as backbone. Means animals with backbone are called vertebrates. Human beings, cats, birds, frogs, fish are some of the examples of vertebrates. These animals have backbone. All vertebrates are bilaterally symmetrical. Means if you cut them into two halves, they will be divided into equally into two halves. That's why they are bilaterally symmetrical. Because of two limbs, the limbs, wings, fins, they all get divided into two equal halves. They have more developed organ system. They have higher nervous system. Animals with backbone are classified into 5 smaller groups: mammals, apes or birds, reptiles, amphibians, and pisces.